Hey everybody, Liddell Steiner here with Tilmor. Today I'm going to be talking about the assembly of the PTO Wizard Seeder. We're going to do a little bit of an overview of what you might expect when you receive the products, some of the processes of things that you'll have to do once you have it to get it together, and a few little quick tips and tricks to help get you going. So here I have on the tractor the actual toolbar with the PTO assembly, okay? And while we're over here, I'm just going to kind of quickly explain this. These lift arm systems can be adjusted kind of in and out accordingly. A lot of it's very modular to fit kind of the different widths of your lift arms. We have on the opposite side the one leg of the jack stand. There is one leg for it, so you only need one. And then we have the main fan assembly here tied to the one toolbar. There are 4 different toolbar widths, okay? This one that's on here is 48 inches. We have wider options, which are, I believe, 63, 68, and 96. And the way that we do that is for the 48, we just have one toolbar in the middle, okay? When we want to go wider, what happens is we add this extra coupling, which gets placed here, kind of similar as you can see the other side. And then we make a double toolbar. So can you imagine this toolbar going from the center out to here, okay? And then vice versa on the other side. Thus, we're able to get our wider widths, okay? So depending on what you have, if you have a 48-inch vacuum seeder, it'll come just like this. If you have a wider version, you're not going to have this assembled. You're going to have a short stub right in the middle, and you're going to take that stub out, and you're going to add your 2 bars to make it wider. This makes it easy to ship. Okay? So that's the first step you're going to have to analyze. The additional step that we'll talk about in a different video is you may want to have a lowering kit. And I'm not going to do that right now, but if you do have a lowering kit, it allows you to keep your PTO version a little higher and lower your toolbar down, allowing you to attach your seeders to a lower position. And I'll explain maybe why that may be something you want to explore. We're not going to show you that process right now, but that is an option to have the lowering kit. All right, so once you look at, after we look at the main toolbar, we're going to look at the seeder units. So depending on how many seeder units you would have purchased with the unit, it could be 1, 2, 3, 4. We really have a lot of any number of combinations. You're going to take the seeder unit, and you're going to evaluate what you need to do first. And so one of the steps that oftentimes gets missed is in here, there's a few little tools that you're going to need along the way. So I'm going to just unpack this for you. So on each box, you're going to find a bag of goodies. So you're going to want to take that bag of goodies apart. And primarily what we need right now is this bag of U-bolts and plates, okay? So we're going to set these aside, okay? That's going to be used to mount the seeder unit on the toolbar. You're also going to see 3 other parts. These parts you do not need right now to assemble on the seeder unit, but they are used and designed for smaller seeds. So if you're using 3mm seeds or smaller, these may be something that you want to change out. So all Wizard units come with the wider version of these, or the bigger version of these. And I'll talk about these in another video as well, when you might want to use these. So we're going to put these away for right now, because that's not really key to our assembly process. So what we really wanted was the U-bolts. Okay, so I'm going to put this back in there for right now and put that away. So we're going to move these off our table. We have 2 of these, one for each side of the toolbar if we need to be wider. I'll take these off. The other thing you're going to find when you get your Wizard is a little booklet of information. So you have a decal here. This decal is your seed chart for inches and centimeters. This is really helpful for getting your measurements with the different sprockets. I'm not going to go through that again, but behind this, I guess I'll just pop it off for you, is your sprockets and chains. And here's the extra sprockets. You can change and adjust the distance that you're seeding stuff by adjusting that. And your seed guide is right here, okay? So keep this with the unit. It's a sticker, so you can stick it on inside, somewhere else, even up in here you can maybe do. Whatever you want, you can stick that decal. You're also going to be getting some basic assembly instructions and the parts and the owner's manual. Okay? So you can keep those with your unit, attach that to your unit, and that'll get you a good start. The other thing you're going to get is you're going to get hose. We send out uncut hose, a certain length, and typically you can then cut the hose to the length that you're going to need to make the vacuum system work accordingly. Okay? So I'm not going to, I just right now have a little stub piece. We're not going to spend a lot of time on that. But yeah, just make sure when you're cutting, you are measuring the right length and getting, we usually send a little bit extra, so you should be good, but you can use that hose. So I'm going to set this aside right now as well. And most people will get the vacuum gauge, although it is an option, so you may not get it. But if you get a vacuum gauge, I'm going to show you how to install that as well as we go along here. So, so now we're down to the main unit. Okay? So these U-bolts are designed to attach the toolbar to the unit if you are anywhere beyond the center. So we're going to just attach one unit today. And I'm going to show you how to attach that to the center, because you might be wondering about that. But if you are doing a 3-row unit or a 2-row unit beyond the center, you can use these U-bolts and come in from the back side. Okay? And you're going to use 2 of them. And then we're just going to fasten the front of the unit right into the U-bolts wherever we want on that bar. Okay? That gives you your full adjustability. Again, I think pretty straightforward, and we'll want to use these black backer bars. We'll make sure we show that process when we put it on. Okay? So that's the units, that U-bolts and the black pieces that are designed to mount the Wizard to the toolbar. As we move into the assembly of the unit to the actual tractor toolbar, I loosened these nuts already in the center, and I'm just going to finish taking them off along with the black plate. And let's do the same thing on the other side. The other thing I did just to kind of help prepare for this moment was I loosened these up as well out here, and I spread them out a little bit to make so that this would fit in there nicely. And because we're on camera and we like everything to go quickly and smoothly, we have the table lined up just perfectly in the tractor toolbar, so it looks really easy. It probably won't be quite that easy for you. Having a friend help you hold this up, or finding the right place or lift or something would be good. So, but what you're seeing here on camera quickly is the process of what we would do to be able to have this on the center of the unit while all of these other clamps are still around it. So what we would do is we will tighten this up, put all of the nuts on, tighten it down, and then we will have the first unit centered on the toolbar. So that's the next step of the assembly of the PTO Wizard. Most typically you would then have additional units on the left or the right, and I already showed you a little bit of that process through some of the B-roll and the conversation, how those would go on. So as we start looking at what's next, we're going to add the vacuum kit. Okay, so this is a pretty simple process, but it needs a little bit of an explanation. And so in here you have the 90 for the quick coupling. We have the actual vacuum gauge and the hose. Okay, so the 90 gets attached right here to the housing of the unit. And I'm better go get all the proper wrenches that I need to tighten this down properly. But you can see here where this gets attached to the housing. So basically, we're only doing this to one unit so that we can tell what the vacuum is for that one unit. So I'm going to get the proper wrench. We're going to tighten that down. I'm back with a 13mm wrench, And we're going to just tighten up this fitting here. It's got a little O-ring on there, so you don't need to over-tighten it because it is going into plastic. So, but just make so it's snug enough that the O-ring fits in right. And then we're going to, the hose, just be careful you don't kink the hose, but it's a push fitting, so there's no tools required. Just push it in, and then similarly it's going to come up. All right, we're on the other side, and as I was mentioning, we're going to be pulling the gauge up. It's going to go into this longer bolt. You see there's going to be 4 bolts up here, and you're maybe wondering why is there a longer one? Well, it's precisely for this reason. So you're going to have 2 17mm wrenches. I actually already loosened up a little bit, so it wouldn't be quite so much grunting on screen. But we're going to then take that nut off, add this in, and we're going to bring that nut in there. Okay. So again, nice to have 2 wrenches so you can tighten this down. I think I could actually use 3 hands, might be helpful, but I think I can get it here. There we go. There we go. Perfect. So tighten that down so now you can see from the tractor seat the gauge and the pressures. And we're just going to do this for right now and add it right up in there. So we just plugged the hose into the gauge, and you can see it over there. This can be moved, and it's a push fitting, so it can be removed and rerouted if we want a better location. So once you have your unit together, you're going to kind of determine where you want the hose, some zip ties. And then speaking of hoses, so you're going to have your vacuum hose. I already mentioned earlier, you're going to have a full length. You're going to cut it down to size. So once you have your units on, you're going to figure out where you want those locations routed up or over. On this side, you might come off of over here. So there's just different options for you with that hose. And it's a really tight fitting. And what I found is, you might be wondering, are there hose clamps? No, there's no hose clamps. It can be a little bit of a little tight fitting. Something that can help you, 2 kind of quick tips or tricks. One is getting some hot water. You can put this in some hot water, just loosen up enough that it kind of makes it go on a little better. Or also a very small amount of heat, maybe it could help that out. Or you can also just get it, like it actually does go, but it can be a little bit of work. So that's going to be your hose. It's going to go to both sides and then onto the fan as well as we showed earlier. Okay? And then the final step that I want to just mention to you is the PTO shaft. Now, the PTO shaft, there are different lengths of PTO shafts. I'm going to go over that in a different video because that's a whole nother conversation in of itself. But a 540 PTO is what it is. It's a standard 540 on both ends. So it's got the 540 spline. And the key that we want to make sure that we have on our PTO shaft is that at least a third of the actual shaft itself is connected, okay? So you don't want it too long that it breaks apart and has no strength, nor do you ever want it when you're raising and lowering the unit to hit. So you're going to have to find that sweet spot, and a lot of that changes accordingly to the size of the tractor. So again, I'm going to show that in another video, but for a quick point here, the PTO shaft gets put on, you pull the little cover off, and like all other PTOs, you push your little button, and you can find until it goes. Okay, and then go a little bit more. I don't have it on. There we go. Okay, and then down here, again, the PTO goes on down here. Okay, so there we have the PTO shaft on the unit, and again, there's the safety chains that you're going to want to connect to the toolbar and to the tractor to keep the safety unit there. But that kind of gives you a quick insight into how the PTO shaft goes on the tractor that you would normally do. So stepping back again here on the assembly of the Wizard unit, there are a number of other things that you're going to need to do along the way. You may get kits that go on the Wizard unit, whether they be seed closer kits or double disc opener, larger seed box. All of those kits have assembly instructions that are available to you. You also may find that there are a number of other options that you want to explore on the height, the way the toolbar sets lower, because this does sit pretty low to the ground. And so you might find that you prefer, or either your lift arms of your tractor don't go low enough, and so you may need to have a lowering kit that lowers the toolbar accordingly. So those are some of the options that you may want to consider, or if you have purchased it, you're going to need to assemble those kind of in the order of operations. But this was just a very quick overview of what you're going to find when you get your PTO Wizard unit and some of the things that you're going to need to do along the steps and along the way. Don't forget some of the things that are hidden in here that you're going to look at, and away you go. So if you have any questions, again, you can refer back to the manuals that are provided with the unit itself. You can call us, and we also have a lot of information on our website at tilmor.com that you can review, and check out some other videos that we have as well to give you some more information. Thanks, and have a great day.